I started 2026 feeling rested and renewed, ready to take on yet another trip around the sun. And all it took was a clean home. Cleaning the physical space around me cleared up my mind, grounded my body, and prepared my spirit for this next chapter of my life. My name is Kirsten, and I spend my days processing grief and healing while staying kind, cozy, and courageous. And today I'm going to walk you through how I maintain a clean home, simultaneously creating a calming space that fosters and nurtures my healing journey. I've gradually developed the system over the last 8 years, reconfiguring it to meet my ever-changing lifestyle, including becoming a mom. And I feel like I've finally figured out how to keep my home clean consistently, regardless of my schedule or season of life. And I'd love to share it with you. Before getting into the how, I think it's important to touch on the why. Why maintain a clean home? What's the point of cleaning when your house is just going to get dirty again? Why spend your time and energy on cleaning when you have a million other tasks to get done? For me, maintaining a clean home is about respect. Respecting the space I get to call home when so many others don't have access to shelter. Shifting their perspective from I have to clean my home to I have a home to clean. Having shelter is not something I want to take for granted. It's something I want to appreciate every day. For me, maintaining a clean home is also about my own well-being. I recognize that my home is an extension of myself, and taking care of myself encompasses taking care of my home. During the last few days of 2025, I could sense my mind urging me to realign with myself. I felt scattered, anxious, and overwhelmed. And I couldn't quite figure out why I felt this way or what to do about it. Knowing that my physical space and mental state are inherently connected, I decided to start by taking care of my home, hoping that would eventually influence the state of my mind and clear up my brain fog, directing me towards the answers I was seeking, towards my center. And wow, did it work? If you're feeling lost or disconnected at the start of 2026 or just in need of a reset, I'd recommend pouring a little love into your home. You'd be surprised by how impactful this simple ritual can be on your body, mind, heart, and spirit. And to me, that's the key. Keeping cleaning simple. Because the truth is, it's very challenging to make time to clean your home. And it can feel very difficult to find the motivation to clean your home when you know it's going to get dirty again. That's why my system prioritizes making cleaning your home easy and meaningful. How can we make cleaning our home easy? I like to focus on 2 areas. Having cleaning take less time, and having a process that we follow every week so that cleaning doesn't take a lot of brain power. This is my cleaning process. Today I'm going to walk you through how I clean my kitchen and bathroom, which are usually areas of the house that people struggle with. When I clean slowly, each space takes an hour, and when I clean fast, each space takes half an hour. I clean my kitchen and bathroom once every 2 weeks, so that's 1 hour a week. In addition to cleaning these 2 areas, I do Swiffer the house whenever I notice the floor feels sticky, which is approximately once a week. And if I do a thorough job, that takes me another hour. Because we do have a toddler who spends a lot of time on the floor, we do need to keep dust away, so we decided to buy a robot vacuum that we turn on every night. I would definitely recommend this if you want your floors to stay clean but don't quite have the time to clean them. We do have to empty out the vacuum's dustbin once in a while, so let's just say that's another 5 minutes every week. Every morning and evening, I do a quick tidy of the home, putting away anything that's out of place. This takes approximately 10 minutes each time, so that's another 2 hours and 20 minutes every week. And throughout the day, if I see furniture that's dusty or a spill that hasn't been cleaned up, I make a note of it in my planner and take 5 minutes of time that day itself to tend to it. So that's another 35 minutes every week. Combined, that's 5 hours a week dedicated to maintaining a clean home. For me, that doesn't feel like a lot of time, considering how much impact a clean home has on my mental health. And I phrased it as that doesn't feel like a lot of time intentionally, because I think how you clean can determine whether cleaning feels burdensome, which brings me to the next question. How can we make cleaning our home meaningful? I'm not really interested in forcing myself to do chores that I don't want to do. I think that just builds resentment and demotivates me to do them consistently. It's important for my cleaning system that cleaning feels enjoyable. A question I like to ask myself is, how can I make cleaning even 1% more enjoyable? For me, I like lighting a candle and playing romantic music before I start cleaning the kitchen. I like cleaning the bathroom while listening to a podcast. I reward myself with an episode of a Korean drama after I Swiffer our home. I invite my toddler to tidy up our home in the morning and night with me, so it feels more like a joyful activity we get to do together. And whenever I do a quick cleaning task like dusting a piece of furniture, I take a moment to notice how much cleaner the space looks because I decided to dedicate 5 minutes of my day to my home. And I feel proud of myself. Now that we've touched on the why, it's time to get into the how. I planned to clean the kitchen this morning, but it was the winter and the weekend, and I was struggling to find the motivation to move my body. So I decided to pour some energy into my body first. I made some Jamaican cornmeal. The nutmeg and vanilla made my body feel so warm and sweet. I also noticed my skin started to dry up because of the drop in temperature, so I decided to make myself a yogurt and green tea mask. It brightened up and moisturized my skin. And the best part is I had some left over, so I stored it in the fridge to continue to use throughout the week. This little act of self-care made me feel loved and inspired me to pour out some of that love into my home. Let's clean the kitchen. This is what my kitchen space usually looks like. The 15 to 30 minutes I spend every day maintaining my home ensures every room is fairly tidy. This makes my cleaning process so much easier because I'm not spending time organizing the space before cleaning it. Because I started cleaning the kitchen later than expected, I did have to make lunch soon, so I decided to break up cleaning the kitchen into 2 parts and started by washing the dishes. My partner usually washes the dishes every night, so this isn't a part of my kitchen clean, but I wanted to clean the sink, so I decided to finish whatever dishes were left in there. I also scrubbed the soap dispensers that we leave on the edge of the sink because there is sometimes a buildup of food and soap particles, and then I scrubbed the sink with a sponge. I then wiped the excess water with our kitchen cloth, which I only use for surfaces that touch food. and then placed the soap dispensers back and rinsed excess soap in the sink. Our sink usually stays relatively clean because my partner does rinse it after he washes the dishes every night, but I did notice a rust stain, probably left over from a metal jar, so I poured some lemon juice that I saved from cleaning the microwave. I let that sit for 5 minutes and then scrubbed that off. If the lemon juice doesn't get the rust stains out, I usually use a baking soda paste, and that always does the trick. Once I finished cleaning one sink, I placed our dish rack over it so I could clean the other sink. This took me approximately 30 minutes, and then it was time to start making lunch. I wanted to make something quick to get back to cleaning soon, so I chopped some mushrooms and simultaneously boiled some pasta. I stir-fried the mushrooms and added arugula, drained the pasta, stirred in some pesto chicken salad that was left over in the fridge, and added the veggies too. I ate my lunch and then it was back to cleaning the kitchen. I only had 30 minutes left of my kitchen cleaning block, so I had to be quick. I started by wiping down my kitchen island and dining table with the kitchen cloth. I like to just dampen the cloth with water to get any food stains out. I then moved on to wiping my kitchen counters. I usually wipe my kitchen counters with the same damp cloth after I cook during the week, but during my bi-weekly clean, I also spray the counters with a kitchen cleaner. I like to keep my kitchen counters as clutter-free as possible to reduce how many stains build up over the week, hence the kitchen dish rack that fits over my sink. I then moved on to wiping this desk that I use in the corner for my business, and then finally I wiped the stove. I like to use a degreaser for the stove because I feel like that really gets all the stains out. I make sure to wipe the control panel and temperature knobs, the top of the oven door, and even the side of the fridge because oil sometimes splatters there too. If needed, I also take this time to oil my kitchen island. Next is dusting. I use my feather duster for larger pieces of furniture and a dusting cloth, which is different from my kitchen cloth, for other surfaces like window ledges that tend to get dusty. I then rinse the dusting cloth with some water for non-food surfaces that need a damp cloth for the dust particles to get wiped away, like table legs or chairs. And then lastly, I wipe the dustbins. I like to use the kitchen spray for the dustbins as well to make it easier to get the stains out. If you notice, I like to use the dusting cloth for surfaces in the order of how dirty they get, which is why I do the dustbins last. Finally, I Swiffer the floor. I usually use 2 Swiffer cloths for my kitchen to make sure that I'm doing a thorough job. Every time my toddler eats, we do clean any food thrown on the floor after with Lysol wipes, and I found that this helps keep our kitchen floor relatively clean, so I don't have to Swiffer it outside of my cleaning schedule. And that's it. My kitchen is clean and will stay clean for the next 2 weeks. A comforting cup of tea as a reward for a job well done. I personally don't have the energy to do all my cleaning in one day, so I usually schedule my bathroom clean on a different day. I had spent all day taking care of my toddler, so I was pretty wiped and needed a cup of coffee to wake me up for this bathroom clean. My bathroom is fairly small, but it can still take me the full hour if I want to get everything clean enough so that I won't have to clean again for another 2 weeks. But maybe I'm just a slow cleaner. I'm not a fan of cleaning the bathroom, so I like to start with something easy like the mirrors. I use a wet sponge to wipe away any stains, and then I spray the mirrors with a glass cleaner, which I scrub with the rough side of the sponge, and then wipe away with the soft side of the sponge. I personally don't feel like I need a squeegee, and if I can avoid buying extra cleaning tools, I do. If a mirror doesn't have any stains because I already got them during one of my 5-minute cleans that week, I don't bother wiping the mirror again. Next up, I wipe the bathroom sink. I do this with a sponge that I usually leave on the corner of the sink so we can wipe up the sink throughout the week if we notice any buildup. This makes it so much easier to clean the sink during my bathroom clean. I like to wipe the sink with just water because my toddler spends a lot of time here and I want to make sure the surfaces are safe for her to touch. I wipe the soap dispensers on one side and then the surface and then the tap and then move on to the other side of the sink. The space above the sink is usually pretty clean because of the organizers I placed there, so I only clean this once in a while. I do like to wash out the jar where we store our tongue scraper and ear cleaners to make sure that's staying hygienic. If needed, I replace the paper towel roll near the sink, as well as the hand towel. I do tend to change the hand towel a couple times a week because 3 people are using it. Just like the kitchen, I like to use a dusting cloth for other surfaces like window ledges that tend to get dusty. And I wet the cloth with water and then use it for the toilet. I remove my toddler's potty and the extra toiletries and candle on top of the tank cover, and then wipe down the toilet with a cleaner. I like to make sure I'm wiping the base as well because dust does tend to collect there. And then I use the same cloth and cleaner for the base of the toilet roll holder and dustbin. Once again, using the dusting cloth for surfaces in the order of how dirty they get. I then move on to the toilet seat. For these areas, I'm not comfortable using a reusable cloth, so I just use bleach wipes. I first scrub to get any stains out and then wipe down so that I'm not just spreading dirt around. I then pour a cleaner into the toilet bowl and let that sit for 5 to 10 minutes. During that time, I wipe down my baby's potty with a bleach spray and then I clean the shower. I spray the bathroom walls with a cleaner and then scrub them with a brush and then rinse the shower with hot water. At the end of my shower every day, I like to quickly run hot water over the walls, and I've found that this helps maintain clean shower walls until it's time for the bathroom clean. I also make sure to scrub the shower head with a sponge to avoid buildup. I finally scrub the toilet bowl with the toilet brush and clear the floor space to start Swiffering. I usually use 1 Swiffer cloth for my bathroom, which feels like a lot, but I found this helps make sure I get the stains out of the corners of the bathroom as well. Bathroom clean, done. And that's how I clean my kitchen and bathroom every 2 weeks, contributing overall to a consistently clean home. I really hope this video was a helpful motivator to clean your home, or even just informative, because if you didn't grow up cleaning your home, it can feel really overwhelming to figure out how exactly to do it. And if after watching this video you don't want to clean your home, but recognize the importance of having a clean home, maybe hire a cleaner. My partner and I are now financially stable enough that we can hire a cleaner whenever we're too busy to clean. I will say though, we do still have to maintain the tidiness of the house if we only want to hire a cleaner once in 2 weeks, and that saves us both time and money while still ensuring our home stays clean. But yeah, I think the most important part is figuring out a system that works for you. If you're interested in more videos about taking care of your home, I'd recommend watching my video on decluttering. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!